Welcome again to Monterey TV. I'm sorry, YourTown Monterey. YourTown TV, Monterey, California. Here we are in this beautiful area where we are so blessed to enjoy such beauty of nature and live such an abundant, beautiful life of being connected to nature and to each other. And my name is Sofanya. I'm very, very happy to host the show today. And I'm also excited to let you know that put on your calendar, I'm going to exhibit my artwork at the Dali 17 Expo Museum here in Monterey in the month of July. July 6th is the reception. Also, I have Stream of Consciousness painting workshops coming up starting this Sunday and leading up to a weekend retreat in May. So if you're interested in any of that or other things that I'm up to these days, go to my website, sofanya.com. So I am really, really, really excited today to interview and talk to a very dear friend of mine who is an amazing woman. Many of you who live here may know her. And not only is she an amazing cook and a wonderful human being, but she is a skilled aromatherapist, and I consider her kind of a modern-day medicine woman, healer, aromatherapist. So I'm really excited to introduce Rebecca Barrymore.
Thanks, Sofanya.
Hi.
It's great to be here.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
We're going to have a very good talk today about what you do, because I think it's so important to not only to recognize that we're part of nature, but to integrate with it and to have the opportunity to utilize it for our own mental, physical, spiritual well-being. And so I wanted to, I have a little definition of aromatherapy. Is it okay if I?
Sure.
Aromatherapy is the practice of using plant oils, including essential oils, for psychological and physical well-being. Essential oils have been found to provide both psychological and physical benefits when used correctly and safely. So, can you maybe share with us a little bit about your experience and what is aromatherapy? Just start there.
Sure.
What is it?
Sure, that was actually a good explanation. Well, for me, aromatherapy's been a method of healing, and it's a different perspective than what we are raised with in our culture here, because in America we all go to doctors, and doctors prescribe drugs for people usually here, and then they have treatments and things that involve those drugs usually. In terms of aromatherapy, it's more of a natural way to approach your health, because we all live in harmony. We're supposed to live in harmony on the earth with plants and flowers, trees, roots. All the things that grow on the earth are basically possible healers for us. And so aromatherapy takes the essences, which are the essential oils that are distilled from plants, flowers, trees, roots, and that distillation, which is a process that happens usually with CO2. It's a cold water distillation, and it's infused into the plant, and the plant is stripped of all its oils and its natural properties. That oil that is distilled off of that is the product that essential oils are, and that's what's used for the healing formulas. A separate product that is made from that as well is a hydrosol. And a hydrosol is the liquids that are the esters and the aromas, the smells almost that come off of it, and they come in a secondary distillation called a hydrosol. And it's liquid because the water has to go somewhere. After it strips the plant of the oils, it becomes this hydrosol. And I use hydrosols for my sprays. So they contain the products that come out of the actual distillations. They're as potent as the oils are, but in a different way. They're used in a different way. So the oils are used more in a formula, that come to topicals. Usually people use topicals. Some of them are taken internally through your mouth. Some of them are sprayed, as I use in sprays, through your nose, and that's a immediate transfer from your blood-brain. And so that's what aromatherapy does. It cures through those type of formulas into your body, and that's how they are distilled from the plants. So it's really a natural way of healing. It's been going on for centuries. You know, women were healers and gatherers, and going as back as before the Dark Ages, they were the tribal healers. So they went out and they knew that elderberry was going to help cure certain illnesses they had. They knew that if they went and picked certain herbs, that they could use them for health purposes. So it's sort of become more a product of the Europeans who developed it, the French, the Swiss, the Italians. They're a lot more schooled in aromatherapy, and actually aromatherapy is a medical practice in Europe and South America.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, versus our going to doctors for drugs.
Wow.
In the States. So it has sort of transferred all my medical treatment. Now I hardly ever have to see doctors. And that's
so refreshing. Yeah,
So-
it really is great. I mean, I know that Western medicine and pharmaceuticals have their place
its
in
place.
our world.
Absolutely.
But I see more and more of a trend towards nature. And I mean, and as you said, it's been used for forever.
Centuries.
Since the
yeah.
beginning, probably. You know, since the beginning of humanity, you know, we had herbs and I know you're very knowledgeable on a lot of these, which most of us are not. So you'd be like the, herbal medicine person to go to.
Well, I'm still learning too. It's
Well,
an
yeah,
endless
we always
practice
do.
for learning, because, I mean, plants are intuitive. They're intelligent like you and I. Orchids have a vibrational level that goes out into the depths of space. We don't even
Really?
know how far the vibrational goes.
Wow.
But it's their language. It's their energy that they're producing these healing vibrations as well. And if you put a dish of water underneath a orchid that's blooming, and you did a time-lapse camera,
Yeah.
you could actually see the drops coming from the orchid into the water. Those drops are super healing. Orchids are amazing healers.
Really?
You drink that water, the vibrations from those plants go through your whole body.
Really?
And it's similar because we're organic from the ground too, and they're organic from the ground. So we have a good fit. And that's why aromatherapy works.
So that's something really anyone can do.
Absolutely.
Is it safe? And and
Absolutely.
how do you do you have an intuitive understanding about the vibration of, for example, the orchid, or is that like something that they're working on scientifically to prove the vibrational power?
I think it's been orchestrated. Like there's a place
Orchestrated.
it's been orchestrated, no pun intended, but it has been by people that have been trained in botanical studies. There's a group of people, and I have no clue why this is, but it's in Scotland, in Wales. They have a whole group of people that study orchids in that area. That area is not necessarily tropical, but the Irish Sea has a current that goes and does have a warm current that comes into that bay. I'm thinking that maybe that might have something to do with that group, but this group is a world-renowned orchid research group that is working on all of the things about orchids that we don't know. And
Wow. And they're so beautiful, too. Just the sheer beauty of them actually can, I think, be a healing, just to view them and be in their presence.
Yeah.
So I think that part of it, intuitively, or being sensitive, and I think part of all of this is recognizing how sensitive we are and how connected we are with nature. And then using also our olfactory skills, and recognizing that as a kind of a viable healing mechanism in our body. I know that you were at my home a while ago and did some demonstrations, and since then I've been using. You made a balm for the face.
Yes.
And I love it. I used to buy a very expensive, more commercial product, and I don't use it anymore. It feels really, really, really good. And then the spray. It's just so refreshing. So
that's all the rose. I came out with that just recently.
It's divine.
Well, we're all getting older. We're all aging.
What?
And, we age in our faces a lot, women. So
we are.
I thought it would be great, and I had researched a lot of products on the market, and there's so many that have toxic type chemicals in them that people don't realize. An aromatherapist that I had met who worked on breasts. She was a aromatherapist who dealt with breast treatment. And she was saying, do you realize that the deodorants and body creams and things, soaps that we buy in drugstores are all filled with these chemicals that are negative chemicals, not good chemicals.
Right.
And so I realized that a lot of the things that we buy for our faces can have a negative effect to them. Yeah, they're supposed to make us look younger and keep our skin moist, but natural things are better for our skin. Our bodies more easily absorb things that are closer to our own oils, our sebum. And so aloe vera is in that, and rosehip seed, carrot seed oil, jojoba, which is another really good oil for our skin, vitamin E, sweet almond oil, and all of those just naturally mixed without any preservatives, no additives, and no chemicals.
Wow.
And that's all that it is, really.
And they're all available, easily accessible to utilize. What about maybe some of the local indigenous plants that we have here that we could maybe just pick? I know I just recently discovered I have this huge aloe vera plant in my yard.
Oh yeah, aloe vera grows here all over the place. You can find them in the gardens around the corner here. They've been established for, centuries. Aloe vera plants are local, indigenous. Eucalyptus is one that also you can collect the little seeds from them, and you can distill those, grind those down, and make balms and poultices for that, for breathing, because eucalyptus is really good for that. Rosemary grows around here. It's blooming right now with little blue flowers, and rosemary is an easy way to get one of the top 3 essential oils into your daily diet. And rosemary's, it gets rid of any kind of bacteria. It's antifungal. It will help heal any kind of respiratory in your system. So you can just take a rosemary bush and strip it, throw it in with your potatoes you're going to roast in the oven. I throw it on my chicken when I'm going to roast chicken with turmeric.
And you're a great cook. I've had the opportunity to,
I like to cook.
partake in some
like
of
to
that.
Cook. Yeah.
You do.
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this retreat in May with you, and it's going to be a wonderful retreat because I'm teaching people the top essential oils that are for healing, and people will be building their own emergency kit of these essential oils to bring home with themselves. And you only need a little set of these to, it's a multitude of illnesses you can treat. It's almost like, walking around with a doctor's kit. But they're essential oils, and they're all natural, and hardly any of these would harm you in any way unless you were really overindulging in oil or eating it, taking it orally, which is not something I recommend. Oregano is the only thing I will recommend to people when they're really seriously ill, and 3 drops a day of oregano oil for 3 days only. And you will kick whatever it is out of your system. It's the top #1 in sesquiterpenes. And sesquiterpenes are the healing part of the essential oil. of the plant. That's the reason you smell.
And that's oregano.
Yeah, when you smell oregano, that smell is the terpene. When you
Mm.
smell rosemary, that smell is the terpene. So it's what people are now beginning to understand because of cannabis. Because cannabis has terpenes, and each strain of cannabis is a different kind of smell. So people are finally equating plants with their smells, with their healing. And that's all part of that. So part of this workshop is to help build people's confidence in natural healing and understand that we're all part of Mother Earth. We're all from this earth. We're all, grown from this earth. We sustain ourselves off the earth. And so these are all meant to work with us in balance with our lives and our health and our healing. So I thought it would be a great idea to bring some healing people together and do this 3-day. It's really 2 intensive days. The third day is the kind of send off to back into the world for people. And it's a rejuvenation, so people can really come. They can get rejuvenated we have a healing masseuse that is a local lady who's also been trained in spiritual healing and cleansing yourself from spiritual things that attach yourself to people over time. People get habitual about things, and sometimes they pick up energies that they don't really necessarily want in their lives anymore. So this is a way to people get themselves back in balance with nature, become aware of themselves and their equilibrium with nature, whether they need to get more in tune and in terms of healing. Things that we all, over years pick up things, and we need to every now and then clean out the closet. So this is a good way to rejuvenate your body and your spirit and your mind and become acquainted with essential oils. We're going to do some wildcrafting in the woods, make healing things from that as well.
Well, what I'm feeling when you're talking about that, it feels so loving to not only recognize you're connected to the earth mentally, but to also, lovingly use the beautiful products that the earth makes for our own healing. That's so sacred. And so beautiful. And I'm so excited that you're actually going to do your retreat on my beautiful magical property, Jewel in the Forest, and that we're working together on making that happen. So I really encourage everyone to contact Rebecca. And do you have a website too?
Yeah,
about that?
It's on my Essences of Life website, but I also have a link there. It'll say Aromatherapy Retreat. And when you click on that on essensesoflife.org, you will see it at the top of my menu, and then that link will lead you to all the information. It'll give you all the the schedule, the dates, what will be going on a daily basis. We'll have meditations, blessings, yoga outside.
Wow.
All of this will be immersed into the forest, the wildcraft walk. The workshops will be based on all of that as well. And then people will have time to themselves, so they will be able to immerse themselves into the beautiful property you have, which, even the houses, the little homes are just so beautiful inside and loving. And I think people will have the time then to get themselves in balance with nature and leave this 3-day event feeling like they're built back into the world with some good energy and some really good health and wellness. And, that's what really this is about, getting people to get on that path to wellness so people are able to heal themselves, because it's all there for us.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm really looking forward to being there and learning from you, because you're a wealth of knowledge.
And you're
a local
artist,
medicine woman. So, also, do you do private sessions with people?
I do.
Okay.
I offer people to come to my home in PG, and I do pendling, so I can test people. I can test people on their own medicines even if they bring their medications with them.
Yeah.
your body doesn't lie, it tells the truth. So when you pendle with a crystal, the energy from your body tells the crystal whether it's acceptable or not, and that's how that works. And so your body is telling you whether this medicine is good or not, and I can do that with essential oils, and I've built sprays for people who have insomnia, people who have restless leg syndrome.
Really? Wow.
Arthritis, a lady who couldn't stand up straight. She had been injured and has never been able to heal her soft tissue, is now walking.
Wow.
You know,
Incredible.
these products are, you know, and it's not like I'm a magical person or...
I think you are, actually.
I mean, I
You're a
look
treasure.
at myself as being a vehicle for this
Yeah.
Aromatherapy, in that I'm here to service that and give that to people, so that my sharing of that is my gift. But really, the flowers and plants and trees and roots, they're the star in all of this, because they're the energy behind all of this. I'm just channeling it to people so that they can really embrace it in their own lives. And I found people, the simplest little things in their lives make a whole difference. Just a simple ritual every day with an aromatherapy. Spraying yourself in the morning with rose spray, like a toner.
I love that. Yeah.
It just sets your whole body into a balance for the day, and then you're able to, you know, do things that you'd want to do. And so we all need to take those little steps every day just to make ourselves ready and protect ourselves as well. I have a spray that's emergency spray, and you spray yourself and it protects you from any diseases and pathogens in the air, and you have no idea what's out there these days. So it's just a great way to keep yourself protected and safe and naturally well.
Yeah, naturally well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This has been fascinating, and I'm looking forward to the retreat and to seeing everybody there who decides to attend. And you are a treasure to us, and thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thanks, Sofanya. And it's only for 10 people, so everyone needs to hurry up and sign up, because we have an early bird special.